Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and I'm coming back. Now I've done the album covers and all that, and how to I'll show you how you do this process to get to here. I'm gonna now, this will be the link to every album I make in the future. In the top right hand corner I'll put an iCard, which is a link that you'll be able to go and watch this video. Save you watching me make it every single time. So we've done this, now let's move on to the pages. So I'm using my Flutter papers for this from Graphic 45. I've also got the stickers, the chipboard pieces, and I've cut loads of little photo mats out. So yeah, you get these gorgeous cut aparts. I think these are the cardstock die cut pieces, yeah. You can make little envelopes with these. Absolutely gorgeous. Double-sided. You can make all sorts of things. Then you get the sticker sheet, which is absolutely beautiful. There's some amazing strips of border here. Absolutely gorgeous. Bloom, grow, shine and dance. Oh, beautiful sayings. It's not enough to be busy, so are the ants. Is it not enough to be busy, so are the ants? The question, what are we busy about? Oh. You know, there's lots of little stickers there. Be happy for the moment. This moment is your life. That's so true. Bravely she flies. Flutter. Be happy. A good day. There's loads. There's absolutely loads. Ladybug fly away home. Oh, I love it. And then you've got the gorgeous papers, which I have. The papers, which are all here, and the solids and patterns as well to this beautiful collection. It's absolutely gorgeous. Love the ants. I'm not too fussed. There's one inside there I'm not too fussed on, but I will use it at some. It's the one with the giant bugs on. Not fussed on that one. But you've got shapes here for cards and tags and all the shapes. Cut them out. Love the butterflies. And these are all got a reverse. That's the reverse. Beautiful. More cut aparts. I will use them as cut aparts. More butterflies. Love that. Love that. Love that. See, now I wasn't too fussed on this one and all the bugs on the other side, but you know, it is in with the collection, so whether I use it or not, I don't know. You got bees, you got the Flutter papers, and that's the other side. Absolutely stunning. So, and I want to do this proud. I seem to be getting a little bit better. I think I'm getting a little bit better each time I do a video, an album, should I say. But yeah, we'll see, is it? You could be the judge. So these are the things we're going to be using. And my protector will keep me safe and sane. Pop them to one side. So let's move on to our pages. So you are going to need, I want my pages to be 9.5 by 7.5. You do yours according to the size of your album and just cut them down by, because my album is 9 3/4. It's actually 10 by 8. So I've taken the pages down a ½ inch shorter. So they're 9.5 by 7.5. So you will need 4 pieces, and I'm doing 4 pages. 10.5 by 8.25. And on the long side, you'll score each end at ½ inch. And then you'll turn it to the short side and you'll score it 3/4 inch. And then to cover those, to make them into pockets, you're going to need 4 at 9 3/8 by 7 3/8. So there's the page sizes. I've already scored, and I just need to remove these corners. So you need to take this little tiny square off, and you can miter if you want to. And I've even added a little bit of tape on the back ready to take down. So this is the largest one of the two. And then this is what you're going to cover that with. So we're going to do one side and we're going to glue along this edge. And if you've noticed, because I'm going to stay perfectly level at the top, we are 1 millimetre away from this fold. So it will fold both ways. And you need to crease it one way and then the other. And then these you just need to crease inwards. So what I do is remove some tape. Sorry, get it right. You do it from the bottom. So this is going to be the side that will close. So take some of these off. Now what you do with this piece, you'll level it up right at the very end here. Right along that edge there. And you'll just put that down. I pull that away and burnish that into place. So make sure you've got no air in there. I must have a little bit of glue on the end of my Teflon, but... And then when we take this piece, we're going to put a line of glue just along this edge. Just to close the bottom, stop them. Well, they won't fall through, but you don't want them to open up. So just on this edge here. And then what you're going to do is peel this back because you know it's level. And we're just going to flip this over. Lay that down. Make sure that's right on the end. Perfect. So we've made our side opening pockets. I'm just going to burnish this down. And you're going to do that 4 times or 5, it depends on how many pages you want in your album. I'm sticking to 4, and the reason I'm not making a spine as yet, because these flaps on the side are going to give me like a waterfall spine for when it goes into the album. It's got a little nick on the end there where I didn't trim it off properly. So these, now it's entirely up to, these are closed. These are going to be for your side pockets, absolutely adorable. And I've got 1, 2, 3 and 4. And I've already started to do a little bit of workings out what I'm going to do on my first page. So I'll just talk you through those. Oh, let me show you those again. So they're your pages for this size album. 10.5, 8.25, long score, the long side 1/2 inch each end. Turn to the short side and score at 3/4 inch. And then you'll need 4 at 9 3/8 by 7 3/8 to close that pocket up. So there we have it. So on my first page, it doesn't matter which way round you've got these, as long as you keep this flap on the left hand side, that's your first page. And when you turn it over, you keep it on the right hand side, that's your second page. I know. So I've got a little, this is a 4x7 insert. This, I'm going to make flaps with those, and I'm also going to make a pocket down the bottom. So I've got a piece that's 8.5 by 4.5. I don't know if you can see that in pencil. And you're going to score 3 sides, starting with the short side at 3 sides at 1/2 inch. And I've already done that. So you just need to fold and burnish your score lines. And before we attach any of these, if there's need to put a full sheet of DSP in, then you can do that. Or if not, we're just going to decorate this afterwards. So and I'm going to do a decorating one as well. I'm going to show you how to put all the gubbins in, as I call them. And we're also going to learn where we're going to put our DSP and where we're going to put our photo mats, just to maximise the use of these gorgeous papers. So again, I'm just going to give these a burnish. And out comes the glue. I like to just glue that side down just while I'm waiting for a minute, and then I can do it all in one go. Just makes for an easier life. So just burnish them whilst you're waiting. And it only takes an extra couple of seconds, because now I can pick it up and glue all the sides. Without trying to hold flaps down. So my pages now are 7.5 by 9.5. Because we took the inside covers down to 9.75 by 7.75, this is why the page is another 1/4 inch smaller. So making sure you've got that right. You don't want to go over the score line, and then you want to fetch this all the way to the end. Give that burnish. And I'm not worried about these pencil marks because they're going to get covered over with my gorgeous papers. So there we are. I don't know what it is at the minute. I've just really gone a bundle on making albums, so that is secured down. I have also got a piece which I have cut down to 7.5 by 11.5, and on the long side I've scored it 1/2 inch and at 6. I actually just made sure I was about 1/8 inch, so I did score at 5 7/8, and sorry, 6 1/16. That way I'm not interrupting that flap in any way, shape or form. So, and this is going to get attached to the top up here, and it's also going to overlap slightly this pocket, just slightly, and then it's going to have a side insert, which is this piece, which we're going to have as an extra photo mat into there. So we are going to again just glue one side down, on there, fold this over, and just burnish that, just to keep one side closed. Let me just check. I made that come undone. Don't glue your flap down. Yeah, don't glue the flap down. And I'm just going to give them a little miter actually. I get lots of people saying they love to see me make cards and just cards, and then I get a lot of people saying I love to see you make albums. So that bottom piece is closed. May just get in there and give a little touch right on the end, just there. Some people like to see, no matter what I make, they like to see it. Let me just make sure. Yeah, that's the pockets, that's the side I want opening. And now we can attach glue up the top here. I'm going to try and use as little as possible on the magnets, because not everybody's got them. They don't know what size to get. Or I'm going to turn this round just because I want to glue it right along this edge and right along this one, just so I know I'm going perfectly in line with that. And I'm just going to make sure that's level. Perfect. So we've got a flap, which is actually a pocket now. And I need to glue that down as well, didn't I? Yeah, silly sausage. So I need to just put a tiny little line of glue under this flap here. Yeah, I'm a silly sausage. I forgot my flap, because I need to close this tunnel down. So just give that a good burnish as well. Just takes a few seconds to go off. So we have got space here for photos here, and we've even got this lovely little insert. I've made it enough It's actually 4 by 7, so I could have done it maybe 4 1/4, but this is a piece that was left over, so that's hence the reason it's a little bit shorter. I know it will fit all the way inside there perfectly, and I can cut. I should have done that first, shouldn't I? That's why I kept it open. I forgot to do my thumb notch. Let me grab my 1.5 inch circle punch, and I should be okay. I don't want to go through 2 of them. I just want to go through the inside one, and I just want to go a little bit so you can see that there's something to pull. I don't know where that's gone, but it's flicked off somewhere. So this will fit inside there. We're going to put some nice little ribbon on there, or we're going to put a lace trim there so you know to pull it out. So you've got space then for photo mats either side. And I've gone and cut. Oh, that's not it, is it? Whoops. Is that one? Yes, I've left a 1/4 inch border, and then we're going to put a little strip of paper down there as well for a photo mat. Or we're going to attach ribbon to there, and we can have these. These are cut at 6 by 4. Well, they should be anyway. Yeah, so this must be wider than I thought then. Oh, it's 4 1/2, that's why. 4 1/2 by 7, not 4 by 7. I do apologise. 4 1/2 by 7. So these are cut at 6 by 4s, and you've got a nice 1/4 inch border all the way around. Perfect. So I'm going to glue that on now, and then we can add a lace trim to the side of this pocket. We haven't finished yet either, we've got more things to add. Just want to make sure we're going along nicely, and a nice big border. Just make sure they're level. Looks good to me. That's perfect. And another one for this side. And I'm just using really cheap white card for this because you're only going to mount a photograph on top. I've got some are thicker than the others, some are, you know, from different card packs, but they are just for photos. Make sure that's level. Looks good to me. So I've got some 3 by 3s, I got some 4 by 4s, I got some 4 by 5s, and I got some 4 by 6s, and I got some 5 by 5s as well. You know, I've cut them all different sizes, and I've also got a Rockmore of 6 by 4s as well. So I just wanted to use up all my pieces of scrap. So they're scrap, and these are from my card pack. See, and I've got bits of card like this. These would be great for the ephemera cards that come in the pack, or little photo mats. Turn that into a little Polaroid. You know, and you can add these anywhere in the book. And you could add a strip of paper down there, or even just leave it like that. So let's get a couple of... I don't want to waste any of the black cardstock, see? I want to utilise as much as possible. Because first album I did, I found I had terrible amounts of wasted black cardstock. And I was like, well, I don't want to waste any of it. I want to utilise it. So you could use a white journaling pen on there. So I'm going to grab another one of them. So they can have one on the front and one on the back. I wanted to make an album with no waste. So use your scraps like I'm saying. So Polaroid one end, we'll have a Polaroid the other, just to strengthen the card. Looks pretty cool to me. I mean, you could always write an arrow, place photo here, and then just point. But now we've got, it's got card stock at both ends. but it's a nice little photo mat. And I think I'm not sure if these are 4x4, but yeah, they're the same size, but I can always cut them down, or we could add them in the centres and have bigger photo mats. We can decide those as we go along. So I'm not wasting any white, and I'm surely not going to waste any black. It's different if it's a small tiny strip. We're going to get some lace when we come to decorate. That will be in that video. And then that slides in there, and you'll see the lace, because you don't want to push it all the way in. And then this is folding over, and yes, it's just over the pockets. But now over the pockets, I'm going to put 2 flaps, and these are 8x4, and they're just going to get scored on the long side at 1/2 inch, and this one too. Make sure they're together and they're the same size. And then these are going to get put over here. That's so they've got flaps on our pockets, giving even more space. How wonderful is that? So I'm going to attach one of these first. You know, I'm learning, I'm watching people. I mean, you know, you get hints and tips, and then you think, oh, well, I can do it this way on mine, you know, and this is just how we learn. Make sure that's in the right place. And it's not overlapping. Get that good burnish. So we've got space here and space here. Just going to glue that down. I want this album to have loads of photos in. So whoever wants to purchase it may do so, knowing they're going to be able to get a lot of photographs in here. So just, I need to just, that's right along the edge. I may have to take a slither off here, because I don't want that to catch. Or I just pull it back just pull this back a tiny touch where your score line is, and then just, oops, reburnish. That's it. That's tiny little bit. That's, oh my goodness, what's happening here? That's better. I'm just going to take the tiniest little slither off one of these. So just bear with me, because I don't want it to stop me from opening the pages. So I'm literally taking about 1/16. There, look at that, not even that. So when we come to close, that doesn't get, that's perfect now. So we've got this. I've got that hidden pocket in there as well. Beautiful. I'm thinking of having another flap, but then we need to get into this pocket. So what I might do is add another flap on top of here. So I'm going to put my pages to one side. I've only got, well, I've got loads of this black cardstock, so I'm going to cut this down. Put them down on there. So this is 7.5. I want this 7.5 as well. So let me check my measurements, because I want to cut the maximum from my paper. So this is 5.5. So if I take this first cut to 5.5, I've still got 6.5 on this side. I want to utilise my papers as much as possible. And then I'm going to take this down to 7.5. This then gives me 5.5 by 4.5. Beautiful size there for one of these 4x5 photo mats. Oh, that's not the one, she says. Where are they? So that gives me a nice border all the way around. Isn't that beautiful? Or, I'm not going to attach it yet. We could use that as a little corner pocket as well. So I'm keeping that. I'm going to keep them together, but I'm keeping them over here because we're going to utilise those papers as well. So while we're here, on my 7.5-inch side, I'm going to turn it to the short side. And I'm just going to go 1/2 inch. Fold and burnish my score line. I don't know whether to attach it so it opens up this way, or do I keep it so it opens up this way? It should. Oh, look what I've done, you silly sausage game. That's 5.5. You're supposed to have done 6. Mind you, now we can have this pocket wherever we want. So we haven't made a mistake. We're just going to make sure it comes to the end. And we're going to glue this down, and we're going to have a nice strip of paper. We could even carry on doing that so it fell to the bottom of this page and add a waterfall effect on top of this flap. So yeah, no, I haven't made no mistakes, and I'm not intending to make any. We're just going to have happy accidents. So you get your glue. I'm just going to line this up at the very bottom on both sides, and then I'm just going to tuck my flap over and give that a good burnish. And we can open our flap. So we've got the front cover. We'll have some gorgeous papers or a nice border strip. We'll have a nice decorative piece there. We can put a photo mat inside. I don't want that much of a gap. Perhaps we could add a full strip there and a smaller strip there. Yes, that will work. So this is a 6x4 photo mat going in. I'm not classing this as decoration because we're not adding decoration to it yet. We're going to wait till the end because we'll have some stickers and, you know, some little pockets. But I am going to give this a really small border. So when we do come to decorate, it looks absolutely gorgeous. Perfect. I know there's going to be a photo mat going on there. Perfect. Nice border across the top. Another strip of paper down there. Absolutely beautiful. Then we've got this flap here. Nice decorative piece. Gorgeous DSP. Maybe even a little corner tuck spot on there. And then we've got our flap that opens up as well. Perfect. We've got this hidden little photo mat inside, which we're going to finish decorating. That goes all the way in. Beautiful. More gorgeous papers. And then we've got our side opening and a pocket. So we do need a photo mat. So we've got this 6.5. Fits in there beautiful. So if I make a little notch and maybe say to the end of there, we've got an inserted photo mat as well, which we can decorate with either, what's it called, DSP or our white card. That is going over here. I will try my bestest. And so that's going to be a huge photo mat. We can decorate that towards the end. Do you know when you get these trimmers and you leave these marks? Don't like that. Just get your bone folder and just push them back out, and you'll have a lovely, nice, neat piece again. I've got my little black rubber as well. So I will strengthen this with card. You'll probably get 2 photos on each one of these. And just check. Yes, with small borders and then a nice strip of paper, and maybe even give one at that side, one at this side, just to jazz things up a little bit. And then we've got a strip in the middle. I just might keep them on this side actually. So I'm going to add 4 to those, and we're going to decorate those later. So there's my, I'm going to leave that as my first page, I think. When you close these, and we've got the booklet here, they've got the flap, and then we've got this other flap as well. We can attach one of those, or what they called, because I found my elastic. Where's it gone? She says. I'm losing it again. Have I put my elastic now? I have found it. I've lost it again. Typical. I will find that for the next time we film. Oh goodness, have I put it somewhere safe again? I can't find it this time. I know it's around somewhere. Oh well, let's crack on. We'll find it in a bit now. It's probably sitting, probably staring at me like a little dog, puppy dog with big puppy eyes, and I just can't see it for some reason. Never mind. We will find it, I promise. So, I'm going to add what they're called. I've got them in here. I've made some already. Binder holders. I don't know, these. So we can have a clip on here. And a clip on there. And some nice ribbon. To keep that closed. Or some elastic even. So I've made 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, 6, I've got about 7 of those, so we'll make some more as we're going along, just for closures, so just to give you an alternative to, what's it called? Magnets. We'll get there, yeah. So we'll be attaching those later, so I'm just gonna pop them in there as well. So I think that'll do for page 1. So we're going to flip it over. Now I've got to keep this on this side. Again, you can't do it that way because you know it's wrong. So I'm going to put the back. So I know my flap's got to stay on the right this time, not on the left. Oh, I'd love to know where that's gone. Right, I've got page album ideas here written down. I mean, we could make a large pocket and then add 2 large tag pockets and then a gatefold flap. Oh, you know, there's so many different ideas that I've been jogging down and I've taken from other albums I've done. So I am going to make a huge pocket, I think, and I want it quite tall. So this is 9.5. Just a little tad short, it says. It shouldn't be because I cut them all to size. No, it is 9.5. It's just that this piece I glued on as back page. It's just slightly smaller. So if I took it to that is bang on. So 9.5. How much do I want showing? I reckon 3 inches. So if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. I need to do 7 because I need to, and then I need it 7.5, 8.5 by 8. Is that right? So 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5. No. So that's 6.5. So 7 by 8.5. Am I right? Yeah, because it's 9.5. Yeah, 6.5 and a half inch for the bottom. 7 by 8. So I'll grab my cardstock. With that, see, with using 12 by 12, if I was using A4, I know I wouldn't get 8.5, so I'd lose loads of paper. With this, I can cut this down to, what was my shortest measurement? 7 by 8.5. So I'm going to take this down to 7. I've still got this, which is 5 inches wide, perfect for something else. I've got to take this down to 8.5. Again, perfect size piece to do a pocket somewhere. And then I need to score this on 3 sides. So 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to make a large pocket. So our gap then in between these will be 7.5. Just actually it's 7 3/8. So if I do 2 pockets that are 3.5, I do 3 5/8, I'll have a good size fitting, because I don't want to come to the edges of here. So let's do, and I've got 5 inches, so that's good. So we 3.5, 3 5/8. Yes, I'm going to have 2 at 3 5/8. Stop Gaynor, that's a photo mat now. You want it 4 5/8. And then you need 2 of those. So now you're running a lot there. Let's see what we've got here. So that is more or less perfect. So 4. That's not quite wide enough. I'm a fraction out. Let me just check. Oh, it's 1/8 of an inch out. They're too small. I would have had enough if I hadn't just cut that like a silly sausage, the wrong size. Don't worry, because I do have scraps in my scraps bin. It's definitely not that wide that way. Oh my dag. That's not big enough. Nope. Definitely not. But these are my normal scraps bin. This is my everyday scraps bin. It's nothing to do with this album. What about that? Nope. Don't worry if I have to cut another one, because it won't go to waste. So that's my 5 by 4 5/8. Perfect. That can go there for something else. And I need I can't get it out of the packet. I've got no nails. And me and Lola wanted it a manicure, but not a chance. So I'm going to take this down to 5. I know it's not my shortest measurement, but it still gives me 7 inches on another project. So this needs to be 4 5/8. And then I've still got loads of this left. So these need to be scored at 1/2 inch on 3 sides. And the same with this one. Perfect. You'll have to just give... Oh, I need some more questions for my Q&A. I have got some lovely questions that have been asked already, but yeah, I just need a few more to do on one of the Q&A. I love doing them. And we're going to use our envelope punch. What's happened there? Why have I just done that? I've done it the wrong way round. Okay, you know what you like. That one's right. I've scored this one. So I'm just going to score the other one a ½ inch. And then I'm going to just wipe out that score line. I wasn't concentrating, see. Chopping away about my... so 1, 2, this one needs to be scored. Because they need to be 3 5/8 wide. So you can mess up your boobs, but I'm just going to take up that. And we're going to cover these anyway with paper. You won't see that score line. So these are going to sit on this big pocket. So we're going to make some 5-inch tags. I tell myself when I'm making pockets, you always start with the short side, 1 long and 2 shorts. And I wasn't thinking then, was I? I was just gas bagging away. So this large pocket, I'm just going to fold that in for a minute. It's going up the top there. That's going to go down the bottom. It's going to have these lovely long pockets. That's the one. I don't want that one. So that's going to go there. And this one is going to go here. And that is perfect because I don't want them right close to the edge. I want them bang in the centre, but don't want them right close to the edge. So, I'm getting there, girls. Right, trim corners. So, I have a giant pocket and 2 tag pockets. I've had some new dies that are going to make some gorgeous tags. Oops. Doesn't want to come off this one. There we go. I know a lot of people just like to see all the workings out. I like to show how I do mine. So I'm just going to add a bit of glue. Some people like to see them from start to finish. Some people just like to see the workings out. You know, it's each to their own, but if at least this way, if they would just want to decorate themselves, you know, they can just watch these bits being done. And then obviously go away and decorate it their own selves. Some people like to do it start to finish with that person. So they watch it, get the measurements, or if they've got them written down somewhere. I'm just making this up as I go along, see? That's what I like to do. So this is the back of my page. I'm just coming right to this side. A lovely juicy big pocket. Just going to pull this down. And it's away from that score line, which is just what I was after. So I'm just going to burnish this into place. I mean, some people just do videos showing the workings out and then don't even show you how to attach them. They leave that to you. I don't know. There's just so many album makers out there, and I just like to be a good one. And at the end of the day, if I don't practice, then I won't become good. So there's our ginormous pocket. Absolutely wonderful. I'm going to save on DSP because we only have to decorate down an inch. This is going to have a pocket. These are going to have these two pockets on now. So again, just glue these into place. Just so I can glue it all together at the same time. Beautiful. Same with this one. Let's get that up. Toss that over. Just makes it easier to glue than chopping off the whole corner and then trying to go round the corners. She says one's come on. You have to put glue on it first, Gaynor. So I'm going to make sure I've got these burnished lovely, so they sit nice and flat. And then we can just pop these side by side. Keeping them just a fraction away, because our DSP is going to be a fraction away as well. So I need to come a little tad more over there. That is perfect. So first of all, let's get the envelope punch board out. I'm going to put some little notches in here. So the width on these are 1, 2, 3 and 5/8. So 3 and 5/8 is 1.5. And 3 and 3/4, roughly. That looks pretty good and in the middle to me. So let's do it on this one. 1 and 3/4. Isn't that cute? And we're going to do the same with our DSP when it comes time to cut those out. So we're going to do a few more of those. I quite like the look of that. So let's get one glued into place. See where I haven't nicked the corner properly? Just take that off. Perfect. Now this one, I'm going to line this up just a fraction on the edge. Whilst you line this one, just come away from the edge, just as if you were leaving a border of DSP. And make sure they are level. And we've got a little board. Look at that, it looks on a slant. How can it be on a slant? Oh, is it just me? Because that looks level at the bottom. That's not too bad now. Yay! Oops. And then if I should just pop some card in there for you to see, that's what you got, your little notches. Oh, I've got no nails, it's driving me up the wall. So less DSP, and you could use these then for the ACT cards, which normally are, I haven't got the ephemera cards yet. That's what's on back order for me. They are 3.5 with a fraction either side, perfect. And they are 4 up to this line here. So that once my ephemera cards come, they're going to be perfect for decorating these flaps. Yay! I mean, we could then have a flap over to hide all this. What do you reckon? Do we have we've got this piece, see? That would give, even if I tuck it up 1/2 inch, that would give a lovely good flap up there, and we could use a nice decorative die on this one, because I've bought some new dies as well. Oh my god, I'm loving it. So, and then this piece would make a fabulous photo mat. What have we got here? It's the right width, but it's not going to be the length I want. So let's take this down to 7.5. Perfect. And we're going to turn this around and score this 1/2 inch. Hidden flaps and waterfalls and pockets for tags. Oh, just loving it. Just make sure that is up there and it's away from that score line. That's going to look beautiful. With a nice look at my new dies. So I have got this gorgeous piece here. I could add that on actually and use that as a flap with DSP behind. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely beautiful. So I could attach that and then just add an extra 1/2 inch, so that would be a flap as well. But I wouldn't score it, just leave a 1/2 inch. I'd have to score it, wouldn't I? Look how pretty that looks. Absolutely stunning. Just making sure that's on, and that's level that side, and level that side. Just beautiful. This is in just a fraction, so we don't mind that. But I've got some wonderful die. I'm wondering, yes, they will fit in there perfect for tags. So I will be making a few of those tags as well. Oh, gorgeous. Then I've got these stunning borders, which I could actually cut the shape out. And then I've got these decorative pieces as well. I'm going to use a different colour cardstock. This is going to go in the centre. Our DSP will go around the outside, and then we're going to leave that. And then when we glue this down, we're going to leave it open at the top so we can slide a photo in behind, and maybe use a bit of acetate as well. How gorgeous is that? So let's get these attached. And the only reason I'm turning it round, I'm just going to miter slightly. It's just so I can get it attached properly. Coming out with all these ideas now. I'm loving it. And we've also got decorative edge border punches, so we could use those as well. And I'm just going to make sure just a fraction away, so we can bend our pages. Perfect. perfect, absolutely perfect. The reason they're there is because they just want to show off that pocket, and then we could actually add some borders to these pockets as well. So there we go, there are pages, one with the top flap, another flap, hidden compartment, a huge pocket with flaps that open up. You could actually put another strip of paper in there and do a second pocket, or just don't glue your top piece down. We'll get to that bit anyway. So this folds over, this folds over, our flap comes over, and this one too. We'll turn our page, that's our flap. Turn our page then, and we've got this other big, two big pockets, and these gorgeous tag pockets. Just showing off those kits. Add a decorative, something beautiful and decorative across there as well. Cut down even more on the DSP. And then I think I may close this down with a magnet. I've got a load here at the side of me, if you can see that stack. These are my big ones. So let's grab some glue dots. It's also nice to know where to actually put the glue dots, instead of people just saying, well, I'm adding glue dots, and you're like, whoa. So I'm going to pop it, okay, I don't want to do it bang centre, but I don't mind coming off to this side a little bit, just to keep, because you won't see this like where the DSP is on. So just grab some tape. I am going to try and use as little as possible, but you know, I might have to use a few here and there. Because that page, some pages can be really heavy. And we're going to attach those clips down there so we can add the elastic. Perfect. Just wondering if there's anything I need to do on here. Could add side flaps on here. Just thinking. So a ½ inch on there, ½ inch on there. I need still stagger. That would be great actually. So let's measure this piece now. This is 6½. So let's cut these both to 6½ by, the width is 7½, isn't it? Yeah. So let's do 6½. Don't mind throwing bits like that away, just don't want to waste anything else. So this is 5, and this one was just short of 5, wasn't it? 4½. So I'm going to take this one down to 4½ as well. Great size. So we've got 6½ by 4½, and we could get 2 photo mats on each. Wait now, Gaynor, because we've also got to do some scoring. So we need to score the short side at ½ inch. Taking that down to 4 by 6½. Perfect. So that's going on there. Make I may just take a tingy slither off. I may not, I don't know, it might not have to. Just so it's not poking out the top of that flat. So we've got that. And I've just added the magnet there, but I can remove the magnet to put it somewhere else. Because it won't go through there, so it will go on there though. So you've got these like curtain doors, and that magnet can go on there. Poke it to her. I'll just close that while I attach these. I'm just going to nip off the sides. Once the battery goes, I'll come back on the next video because I know I just put a full battery in, so I know it's getting down there. So let's get a gunk off here for one. And these overlap slightly, which is great. Oh gosh, I'm getting it glue everywhere. So I'm standing this up just so I know I can close this. Over. See what I mean about a tiny fraction? I can do that with scissors. Oh, now that's stuck that down. This is coming away. But I need to keep that right on that line. That's perfect on that line, right along that line. Just when you stand it up, oh, it's not too bad actually. Ooh. Oh, I've done it again. Keep adding that flat, that magnet. Spin this around. I'm just going to line this right up at the bottom. Right along this side. Get rid of that. It's no good, is it? Let's dry though. Let's just test that. Fits beautifully up there. Might just be a tiny little fraction, like I'm saying. But let's fold. Make sure none of this is on the score line. And give this a burnish. Has it picked up my magnet now? Yay! So now my magnet is securely on where it needs to be. Just going to leave that there. So we've got our flap to reveal the big pocket, these tag pockets. Just tuck it. I don't need them in there now. It was just to show you the shape. And then you've got these tag pockets, and then you've got the flap itself, which opens out. So you can put 2 6x4 photographs down the side, and maybe have a portrait one, a landscape one that way. They all fold over and held together with a magnet, and I've literally got the tiniest little, tiny little fraction overload. There's my little tag come out of the other pocket. I don't know what it's for. Did you see it? It's just literally there. So that's got it now. That's real good. and then that will stay shut with that magnet. Might have to put one on this side as well. Mind you, it's going to stand up, so we may attach another one. Might have to actually, because it's holding there. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? My head is ticking around. So let's get those out of the way. Get rid of all these out of the way. Let's give these a good burnish. I think that'll be fine. Once we stand it up in our album page, I think that will be fine. So that's all I'm going to do on this. Oh, I don't know though. I'm coming back to this side. Corner pockets. Corner pockets. Little pockets. No, I don't want to over bulk it. These are for the photo mats that are on there. You've got side flap and that hidden flap in there. We're also going to have our big huge side pockets as well. Where are they gone? There in the middle of each page, so we're going to have big pockets there too. I may add a magnet to keep these two closed, so when that is down, I could add it there. Just there. Leave that one with me, I'll think that one through. So, oh, I am sweating pints. So let's move on. I think that we can always go back to these. I just, simply don't want all this to be huge and mega. And may add a corner pocket here, which would be a tuck spot as well. Oh, I'm thinking overload. Let's have a look. Arrow flaps, staggered flaps, giant pockets that fold out, large flap that folds back like a booklet. Oh gosh, see, now my notes are confusing me even. Oh. We could add a belly band even there. So, magnet inside, keep those two closed. That keeps that closed. Magnet. Or, no, we don't want... Could have a corner belly band. Or we could just... We're just going to leave that one as it is. So, right, I'm moving on to pages... My second page. Which is this one. Just tidy up that little end there. I don't know what's happened there. So this is the bit we closed. So I'm going to have this as my first page, my front page. Just pop these out of the way because they're getting in my way. I hate clutter. Oh my goodness, I forgot about this. Somebody gifted me this absolutely gorgeous Tim Holtz Alternations, it's called, and it gives beautiful borders. It's the dye, look. Absolutely lovely, but my plates aren't that long, so I'd have to do it in stages. Oh, definitely. Don't know what the time is, let's check. It's 7:30. I must have been filming for about an hour, so I am going to leave it here, ladies and gents, and I will come back on the next video, and fingers crossed I've made some more workings out so you don't have to sit and suffer while I figure it all out. So thank you for watching. If you're interested in seeing the next part, please don't forget to press subscribe in the corner. I will put a link to the album, how to cover the album, any size, because you just need to have an inch either side, or maybe an inch and a quarter either side to fold, and just how to gently show you how to get the creases perfect, how much you need excess over the sides to get the flats. But that'll all be explained in the next video, so come back and see what I do tomorrow. Love you all. Bye for now.